Hello guys, we meet again in our English Premier League prediction video. And this week we are on week 27 on all 10 fixtures which show on the screen. But first I will start with a breaking news. A big massive news happened last week where Manchester City possible banned from the next season UEFA Champions League. This one is a big news because it will disturbing an effect on all the Premier League column position, which if Man City were banned from the next season Champions League, they are currently very safe on the Champions League 6 position, meaning that one of their seats will taken by the position number 5. So meaning that one more seat extra for the team to chasing the prize for the next season Champions League maybe happen in this season. But this news is not confirmed yet, but just a big possibility it will happen. So it's a big news for the position number 4 and 5 chasing prize like Man United, Spurs and Chelsea. Anyway, we look on this weekend. And on opening games, we already have a big game. That is position number 4 and 5 Champions League 6 race, which include Chelsea play at home at Stamford Bridge versus Tottenham Hotspur. We knew Tottenham Hotspur, they have played the Champions League in week day where they lost at home to the German club. And Chelsea last week they lose to Man United at home on the Premiership game. So both of them have lost on their last game. But meaning that this is a game they need to chasing the point, because now chasing the prize to the Champions League is very tight, especially for position number 4 and number 5. But however, from my opinion, Tottenham Hotspur, they have lost their main striker. In the early years, they already lost the Harry Kane. We suffer the injury, maybe he will miss for whole the season. And unfortunately, at the last weekend Premier League game, although Spurs beat their opponent and Heung-min Son scored the winning goal, but he will suffer injury too. And from the current news, this is a big problem for Spurs because Heung-min Son may be also missed for the whole season, meaning that Spurs are now lack of the forward in front. So who can replace Heung-min Son or Harry Kane? This is a very big problem for Jose Mourinho. Possible Lucas Moura can play in the forward position, but depend on how Jose Mourinho use it. But see on the last weekend Champions League game, Spurs attacking are very weak without these two. They lost to the German club at the first leg, meaning that their hope to the next stage of Champions League is become small. So in this game, I prefer the home team Chelsea. Last feature they lose to Man United, but this time they really need the point here. 2-0 for Chelsea. Next game, Burnley versus AFC Bournemouth, and I think this two is a very tight game here. And in the last Premiership game, both of them lost in the same scoreline, 1-2 to their opponent. Burnley lost to Everton and Bournemouth lost to Crystal Palace. I think with the home advantage here, Burnley maybe can have their 3 points here. I believe Burnley. My prediction here, Burnley can beat AFC Bournemouth. 1-0 my prediction score. Third game, Crystal Palace versus Newcastle United. Okay, in the last Premiership game, Crystal Palace beat their opponent and Newcastle United are thrashed by Arsenal at Emirates. They concede 4 goals there. So currently we know Arsenal, they already have plenty of draw here. And finally at last weekend, they can provide the goal parties to the opponent. That's their victim are Newcastle United. And I think possible this game Crystal Palace have home advantage here. But my prediction here is a draw for these two teams. I think they are quite balanced here. Although Newcastle lost 0-4 to Arsenal, but if you see in the team possibility and the team stat, the player ability, I think this result is not very surprising. So I pick 0-0 for this goal. Next game is Sheffield United versus Brighton and Hove Albion. Okay, this game we know Sheffield United at first half of the Premier League. That is, they have a very beautiful and pretty result. And once before they are over Man United Spurs position. They are promotion team, but they showing they are have tough challenge enough, and they are now still have the hope to enter next season Champions League or Europa League. But I don't think Sheffield United can maintain their position until the end of the season. Maybe because now the Champions League seats are very tight. Their chasing is quite tight, and all teams are in a very small range only. And I think this game Sheffield United may suffer the loss with the pressure on them. I mean that Brighton and Hove Albion can win away here. 1-0 for Brighton. Southampton versus Aston Villa, our next game. And last week, Southampton drew with Wolverhampton Wanderers. Aston Villa beat West Ham United. And I believe with the home advantage here, Southampton maybe can survive with the 3 points here. So I believe Southampton with the home advantage and with their currently strength, they may beat their opponent here. 1-0 for Southampton. Next game, Leicester City versus Manchester City. Wow, this is a main event also for this week. This week we had plenty of big main event, include the opening game just now, Chelsea and Spurs, and this is also another main event because they are second and third position chasing here. Currently second position Man City, well first Leicester City, but I think the bad news from Champions League will a little bit maybe affect the Man City players' emotion and their performance here. Also last weekend they beat West Ham United here, and Leicester City are drew head with their opponent with the Wolverhampton, and I think Manchester City sometimes they can win very beautiful, but sometimes they also can concede the goal in easy way if compared to last season. Last season they have a pretty result because they have a good defensive, but this season looking their defensive a little bit weak and break. So I believe this may be a very big scoreline match, a goal party match, but I choose the home team. Leicester win Man City 3-2. Next game, Manchester United versus Watford. Okay, this is also an interesting game. Last Premiership game, Man United beat Chelsea away. A little bit surprise for some people because maybe many of you will prefer Chelsea in that game. But Man United show their strength here when they versus the strong team. This season it's happened a lot. United can beat strong but lost to the weak. Now they meet another weak team, Watford, which is in relegation zone. Maybe they become another donation to the weak, but I don't think so because I think now United really need the point here because now it's a tight range for chasing the Champions League position. And with the Bruno Fernandes, the window transfer players from Portugal, the Portuguese player, this player has shown his ability in the past 2 games. Include last Premiership game, and he has a very good performance. Although he haven't scored yet, but he do provide a good assist to the Maguire score last week and help the team to beat Chelsea. So I think United in the first half of Premiership they are weak when they versus a strong or bottom team because they are lack on the attacking side. They are very uncreative on the attacking side. They are miss the player just like Bruno Fernandes, which is more creative and aggressive in the front line. So I believe Bruno may help United win here 2-0 with the home advantage on Old Trafford. Next is Wolverhampton versus Norwich City. Okay, last game Wolverhampton drew with Leicester City, and Norwich City are lost to the champion Liverpool. Why I say champion? They already declared champion because they are really 2 big range. I don't think the second place can replace their position. So it's obviously Liverpool already can declare they serve as a champion here. And Norwich City lost to them is just not very surprising. They only lost 1 goal, only concede 1 here. Now they will meet Wolverhampton Wanderers. Wanderers have played the Europa League in yesterday. So I think the players' stamina matters may be disturbed on this game. I pick a draw here, 1-1 draw. Next game, Arsenal versus Everton, which is also can consider a big versus big. And because Everton now are coaching by the Carlos Ancelotti, who also a famous coach. So Arsenal last weekend has a goal party for your big Newcastle United. Finally, they can find the win. They are the team always with the draw result. And today they meet Everton. Everton last weekend beat Crystal Palace. I think this game is quite neutral for both teams. Arsenal is not very stable, really. But Everton, after Carlos Ancelotti tech press, they are looking in the positive way now. They are already chasing back many points. But in this matter, I pick a draw here because Arsenal is a team who like to draw. 1-1 draw. Last game, Liverpool versus West Ham United. Okay, last week Liverpool beat Norwich City and maintain their lead position. Now they already made the winning streak continues worse. They only have a point lost to Man United at the early season here. But other of that, they win all the game, beat all the opponents. They already beat all 19 Premier League opponents so far. So I think they can continue the winning streak here. But because of the Champions League game playing in this weekday, maybe will a little bit affect their players' stamina there. But however, although Liverpool lost to Atletico Madrid in last game, so I think this game, their coach Jurgen Klopp maybe will reserve and restore some main player. So for prepare the second leg Champions League game, they need to fight back at home. So I think this game they maybe win, but in a small scoreline, 2-0. So this all my 10 prediction this weekend. You all can join collabs and comment video, and hope more of you can join with me. We'll see you in our next prediction video. Goodbye.